So, here we are again. It's another week past and oh, I haven't had a shave. Anyway, it's been a lazy week. Welcome to one of my other ramblings, one of my new ramblings about what really is going on. So many things happening, so many things changing. And we're all being asked to go within, I think is the right word. Go in again, and we really are getting to the core, and it's pushing us to extremes of, are we really sure that we're here? Are we really sure where we're going? What are we doing, and why on earth are we doing this? Why are we going back to nothing? And I think that is the right word, nothing. We're going back to the beginning. And I know this week I've invested a lot of time in me, in my projects. I've taken a step back from society, and I've described what I feel like in a bubble, this transition bubble, protected, surrounded by protection of whatever, but sort of in limbo, in gravity, in zero gravity, and just plodding along. And today's already Thursday, and this week I turned 50 years old, and I feel like a little boy, or someone that's woken up in the middle of the night and they're just putting their hands out in front of them, sleepwalking, and trying to figure out where they're going and what they're doing. And I've said this many times before, that we are stepping into the new, and one thing that really messes with the mind is the unknown and the inability to define what it is that's going on. And this is, much like the dictionary, we put words to things, emotions and feelings, and we try to express ourselves in words. And as soon as we start to express ourselves, we associate what we're trying to express with what we're feeling, instead of just enjoying it. We're analysing everything. We're analysing everything that everybody's doing, or what we're doing, and why are we doing it. It doesn't really matter, does it? If we're living in the here and now, it doesn't really matter. And as our mind, it begins to slow down, it's always going to throw tangents at us, and it's normally other people's situations or other people's feelings, how they are towards you, and we will still be triggered by this for a reaction, for a response from our old self. And what I can say about this is what it feels like is that we are literally going back to the beginning of life. We're creating a new life, from a new beginning, from a new path, from new foundations, from new found knowledge and wisdom. And these things that have been presented to us in the last few weeks, and I'm sure there are many more to come in the next few weeks also, is to look at this, and does it still trigger us? Do we still respond? Do we still react? And if we've become oblivious to it, and we can laugh about it, or we really don't give two hoots about it, then we've got this mastery right. And we can say, a lot of people are saying to me lately, well, he did this and she did this, and I feel upset, and I feel angry, and I feel mad, and I feel this and I feel that. Well, why are you worried about what other people are doing? How does it affect you personally? If somebody decides that they don't want to be your friend anymore, or for you to be part of a group, or to be involved in certain things, this is their choice. This is what they wish. And we need to learn to respect that. However much it gets at us, or eats at us, or pisses us off, or makes us angry, or frustrated, it's part of the journey. It's part of the experience of beginning a new life. We're being reborn. We're waking. We're waking to new dimensions and new planes and new opportunities, new loves. And if certain people in our life aren't meant to be with us, and that also includes divine partners, if they're not meant to be with us today, or tomorrow or next month or next year. They won't be. And this is something that we as ourselves have to accept and continue to progress, knowing that we are loved, that we are worthy, and we will attract whatever personal partner in our lives that are due to come into our lives. And I know that many twin souls and many soulmate relationships are going through close scrutiny and examination, and those that are separated or split up or whatever, divorced or whatever, we are going back to the beginning. And we're going back to building new relationships with new people. And we need this time for ourselves. We need this time. Are we ready for reunion? I know I'm not. And I'm being honest. I've got so much to do, and to have my beloved next to me right now is just a big distraction. And my energy is needed in helping others to grow and learn and adapt. And when these have got to the point where they're also mastering their own ego, then I can take a break. And those of us that are in the same situation can also take a break. And we can then take our time to discover what the universe has in store for us. But I know that this week I have spent so much time on me, on going to my shadow self, to revisit those shadow sides and trying to get to the extremities. And there are some small little niggly bits, but I've also made some realizations, and those realizations will set to serve me and serve my purpose and my journey. And this is what's important. And we begin to see our path rolling out in front of us. And it doesn't matter who's in our lives and who is not in our lives. We are in control of that also. We can choose who we want in our life. And maybe there's someone that we dearly love. I said that 3 times. If there's somebody in our lives that we would dearly love to be in our lives and they choose not to, this is their choice. Keep your space in your heart open for that person. Keep them in your thoughts, but continue to live. Continue to expand your conscious mind and your conscious thoughts. And allow this love to come through you. And eventually, as we do with any relationship, if you go back to your first relationship to the last relationship, there is always a time of grieving and mourning and recovery through any relationship breakup. And we can look at this from very many dynamics. We can look at this from a spiritual dynamic, from a psychological dynamic, or from a realistic dynamic. No matter when you go through a relationship breakup, there's always a time of healing. And if we are healing, we are healing. We need to purge this, what needs to be brought, that has been brought to us, to the surface. And I'm so amazingly grateful for what my twin did for me. What Pandora's box was opened. It doesn't matter whether she remains part of my life in this physical reality today or tomorrow or the next millennia. It doesn't matter. Her role as a twin is to lead me to healing. And I'm sure that I've done the same for her. Where we're at in our current situation is irrelevant. We have our lives to live, we have our obligations, we have our roles to play. And yes, as much as I would like her to be part of my life, involved in my life, being able to wake up next to her and to be having fun, I'm not ready for that. Because I know inside everything is going to be okay. Everything that I'm working for and striving to achieve will come. Because I'm investing energy and love and passion. And I know that love will come my way in the form of a being to love and to be with and to enjoy times with. this will all come when it's supposed to. So don't get too hung up on people coming and going into your life. We change on a day-by-day basis, on a second-by-second basis, if some of us are changing radically and so quickly. And it takes time to adjust. So this is also a time to reflect on oneself, especially all of the work that you've done for the last 2 or 3 years, or maybe 10 or 20 years. All of the work that you've done on yourself, it doesn't stop. Why have you done this? Have you done it for someone else? If you've done it for someone else, you've done it for the wrong reasons. Healing yourself is the primary focus of oneself. Don't change for another person. Heal for yourself. And this transformation that will take place will be reflected on other people around you, and not necessarily for the person that triggered you onto this awakening or triggered you onto this path. We can see things in different lights, different shades, different shadows, and we will continue to do so. But it's time to release that past that holds us behind. Those anchors, those chains, and just say, fuck the world. I am love. I am worthy. I'm okay. And everything will be okay. If you get a chance to, next Saturday, the 7th of May, I have an amazing guest from South Africa, Judith Kusel, international author and a wonderful ambassador for twins. Join me on Times Radio on Saturday the 7th of May at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's 9 p.m. in Central Europe, that's 10 p.m. in Moscow, and some silly o'clock in the morning on Sunday morning in Australia. I'll do some marketing and promotion about it, because I think it's important, after the journey that I've completed in the last 15 months and followed you this work, our interaction and reconnection on the radio next Saturday is going to be a whole new level of my spiritual expansion and evolution, and opens up a whole new perspective onto the twin soul journey. So please join me on the 7th of May. In the meantime, take a breath, take things easy, don't punish yourself. Feel the love that you have inside of you, and embrace that little child you're becoming, because that little child needs you too. I love you all. Take care. Namaste.